Welcome to another exciting review. And starting from today, we're going to be looking at a new book which is titled Richest Man in Babylon. Wahoo! All right, so this is the book that we're going to be reviewing from today, right? Have you read this book? Do you know about this book? This book is so powerful. So today we're going to look at chapter 1 of The Richest Man in Babylon, right? But let me read a short intro to this book, right? Ahead of you stretches your future like a road leading into the distance. Along that road are ambitions you wish to accomplish, desires you wish to gratify. To bring your ambitions and desires to fulfillment, you must be successful with money. Use the financial principles made clear in the pages which follow. Let them guide you away from the stringencies of a lean purse to that fuller, happier life a full purse makes available. Let the law of gravity, like the law of gravity, they are universal and unchanging. May they prove for you, as they have proven to so many others, a sure key to a fat purse, larger bank balances, and gratifying financial progress. Right. So this book is a great book on finances. This book is going to teach you how to make money, how to keep money, how to multiply money. So I want to say congratulations to you because you are in for a jolly money ride by reviewing this book with me. So over the next couple of days, we're going to be reviewing this wonderful book. Now let's take an intro into the city of Babylon. Babylon was actually regarded as the richest city in the world in its own time. And this is because the people of Babylon knew how to manage money. They knew how to make money and to multiply money. So our prosperity as a nation depends upon the financial prosperity of each of us as individuals. Success means accomplishment as the result of our own efforts and abilities. If we are not willing to put in the work, if we are not willing to make the effort, then we should not even be talking about success, right? So your thoughts or your actions cannot be wiser than your thoughts. That means that your thoughts are going to control your actions. And then your thinking cannot be wiser than your understanding. You cannot think beyond that which you know. We're going to read the story or review the story of two friends who actually wanted to be rich. They wanted to make money, but they didn't know how. So if you don't have an understanding of something, unfortunately, you are going to suffer. It is not as if that thing does not exist. It is not as if other people are not doing it. But just because you don't know, right? You suffer for what you don't know. So that is why I'm saying congratulations again, because now you're going to know the secrets that made Babylon and its people to be regarded as the richest in the world during their own time. This book of cures for lame purses has been termed a guide to financial understanding. You understand what you need to know about money, how to make money, how to multiply money. You're going to understand, right? That indeed, its purpose is to offer those who are ambitious for financial success an insight which will make you to acquire money, number one, then to keep money, number two, and to make your surpluses earn more money. That is to make your money earn more money for you. So in the pages of this book, you are going to be taken to Babylon from the very, very beginning. And the same principles that worked for the people of Babylon are going to work for you. All right? Because as you read this book, the author is happy to extend is joy to us and the inspiration for growing bank accounts, greater financial successes, and the solution of difficult personal financial problems, so enthusiastically reported by readers from coast to coast. Babylon became the wealthiest city of the ancient world because its citizens were the richest people of their time. They appreciated the value of money. They practiced sound financial principles in acquiring money, keeping money, and making their money earn more money. They provided for themselves what we all desire, and that is incomes for the future. So now straight to the chapter 1 of this book, which is titled The Man Who Desired Gold. So there was this man in Babylon named Bansir, Bansir. He was a chariot builder of Babylon. And on this particular day, he was so discouraged, more like he was standing in front of the house, or he sat down there and was thinking. He was looking at his wife as the wife was pacing from one spot to another, and in his mind, he was already thinking, hey, hope this woman is not coming to tell me that food is finished in the house, that we need to restock. So this guy was so lost in thought. He was a fat guy, he was muscular, and he just leaned on the wall, like in this posture, thinking about his life, about the poverty that he had to deal with in his life, in spite of the fact that he was very, very hardworking. And as he was thinking, he was sweating. He was sweating. Drops of sweat were falling from his chin to his hairy chest. And he was just there thinking. Babylon is a mixture of the poor and the rich. Beautiful houses, the dirtiest houses, the poorest houses, and the richest houses that you can find. They said Babylon is like that, crowded together without plan or system within the protecting walls of the city. Right? It was a mixture of grandeur and squalor, dazzling wealth and direst poverty. So this guy was too engrossed. As people were moving, making noise, singing, dancing, there was a crowd, people were just doing all sorts. He was too engrossed in his own thoughts that he did not even take notice of them until his friend came. His friend was named Kobe, and it's Kobe, Kobi. And his friend was a musician, and his friend came joyfully, hyping him, God bless you, with great liberality, my good friend. He was really saluting him. And why was he saluting him? Because he wanted to borrow money. He wanted to borrow 2 shekels. So he told Banzil, please, can you borrow me 2 shekels? I'm going to return it unfailingly. And Banzil replied him that, if I have 2 shekels, I will not even lend them to anybody, not even to you, my best friend, because that will be all my fortune, my entire fortune. So if I had 2 shekels, I wouldn't even lend them to anybody. So his friend was shocked. He was really surprised that, you mean that as you're standing like this, you don't have 2 shekels? I don't know what we can liken 2 shekels to these days. Maybe 2,000 naira or $20 or something like that. That means that it wasn't any money substantial, right? From my understanding. And the guy was surprised. His friend was surprised. Like, you mean you don't have 2 shekels? And you are like this. I thought that the God that smiled upon you and blah, 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 blah. So why are you standing here if you don't have money? Go into your workshop and complete your chariot. Go and build your chariot so that you can even sell and have money. And this was when Bansil said, it must be that the gods were punishing him. They were tormenting him. That it all started with a dream. He had this dream. And in that dream, he saw himself as a very wealthy man. He even had excess money to toss to beggars. His wife was wearing the best of raiment and jewelries. He himself was so wealthy, good looking, no wrinkles on their faces. They were living a good life, only for him to wake up. And he was thinking that. And he saw himself still back in his abject poverty, right? And the moment he woke up, he remembered his empty purse, and he said a feeling of rebellion swept over him. And he started thinking that why must he be poor? So both of them now started thinking. This was like the first time that they were thinking about their situation. This was like the first time that it dawned on them that they were living in misery and abject poverty. This was the first time they came to the realization that they were not living normal lives that they should live. And they were also worried that their children were going to walk in their footsteps, that their children, if anything was not done, their children would also become poor like them. So this became a great concern to them. So they decided to talk about it together. They cast their minds back to when they were even younger, when they shared each other's pleasures and sad moments. So this time they decided that they should even think about this together and walk through it together. They said that they live in the richest city in the world, that the travelers would say that there was no city in the world that equaled the city that equaled the wealth of Babylon. So all the travelers, all the foreigners, they alluded that Babylon was the richest city in the world as of that time. But then, with regards to these two friends and so many other people living in Babylon, they had no wealth to show for it, no money to show that they were actually living in the richest city in the world. And to them, this was a tragedy. And they said, why is it that we cannot acquire silver and gold more than enough to just buy foods and robes? As in, why is it that we cannot be rich? And they also said that in all their years of friendship, this was Kobe now saying that in all their years of friendship, he had never heard his friend Bansil talk in this manner. This means that this guy, if you're a Yoruba person, when they say, Otiro Arokon, as in it thought so deeply. If you have not thought so deeply about a matter, it means that you're still enjoying that matter, right? You're still massaging it. It has not really held you here. But the moment it holds you here, something is going to dawn on you. You may have been dealing with something unpleasant for so many years, and you may not even realize it. Your eyes may not be open. Your understanding may just be closed, tightly closed. You don't see anything wrong with it. Like so many people living in abject poverty today, it is not that, I don't know, they just don't see anything wrong with it, right? Because something has not clicked in their head that the way we're living is not right. We're just living from hand to mouth. We can barely afford 3 square meals. We can barely send our children to school. So they are still enjoying it. Some of them, they will even think that they are living good lives, probably because they are still better than some other people. But the day you come to the realization that something is not right, that is the day that your freedom actually begins. So this was the day of realization for Bansir and Kobe. Kobe said to him, he said, never in all those years did I think like this before. From early dawn until darkness, he had been thinking that he made the finest chariots in Babylon. He worked so hard from morning till night. Even his friend Kobe said that nobody plays music, the lyre, Lyra. Nobody plays it better in Babylon than him. So it is not a matter of not working hard. They actually work hard, just like many people who work so hard. Yeah, I've seen comments like that. I work so hard, but I have nothing to show for my hard work. So this means that hard work alone can never make anybody rich. To your hard work, you must add knowledge, you must add understanding, you must add wisdom, you must add the grace of God to hard work. Sometimes I think to myself that if people become rich by working so hard, do you know the people who are supposed to be the richest in the world? And I want to believe that your guess is as good as mine. it will be people doing laboral jobs, those building houses, those doing the very tedious jobs that will carry blocks, that will carry sand, carry all those heavy things, from morning till night, sweating under both good and bad weather. They're supposed to be the richest, not the people sitting in their offices under air conditioner, holding pen, just signing checks and writing stuff on paper or just in front of their laptops. No. But then hard work alone does not make anybody rich, right? That is one fact that we have established there, because he said that he works so hard that all his back is bent, all his strength is gone from working hard. But no matter how hard he works, he is never satisfied. His earnings are never enough. They are barely enough to even feed their families. Mhm. So they were not happy. And as they were talking, they saw some slaves who were carrying load. Happiness was far from these slaves. Happiness was far from them. Good-looking men, tall men, handsome men. But they were carrying loads from one place to another. They kept on walking and walking and walking. So they said that this is how these guys walk year after year, day after day. And then they live as slaves. They walk and walk and walk, yet they get nowhere. Might we not find out how others acquire gold and do as they do? So they were now thinking, but in this same country, there are people who are so rich. Can't we go to them? This is the beginning of their freedom. Can't we go to them and ask them? You see, when I was reading this, I was picturing these two guys in my mind, and I was like, oh, they should probably be in their mid 40s to early 50s, right? But this was the first time it dawned on them that but some people in this same city of Babylon, the richest city in the world, are very, very rich. Why can't we go to them and ask them how they acquire money, how they make money, so that we can do as they do and also become rich and stop living in abject poverty? And as they were talking, Kobe said that when he was going to his friend's house, Bansir, when he was coming there, he met their friend, Akkad. Can you imagine? Akkad, who was the richest man in Babylon, was actually their friend. They grew up together. Let me paint a more relatable picture. Imagine now that Aliko Dangote or Femi Otedola or Elon Musk or Bill Gates is your friend. You grew up together, your childhood friend. Look at all these people that I mentioned. They are rich, very, very rich. There is no way you talk about the richest people in the world and not mention them. Imagine that you have them as your childhood friends, yet you are so poor. You are not middle class, so you are so poor. That is the picture here. That is the picture here. It never occurred to them that the richest man in Babylon is our friend. Can't we go to him and ask him, how is he making money? How did he become the richest man in Babylon? And as they were thinking, Bansil said, if I even catch that Akkad, the richest man in Babylon, the first thing I want to do is to try and get his purse so that I will steal all the money from the purse. And his friend Kobe quickly told him, that's nonsense. You had better keep quiet, because a man's wealth is not in the purse that he carries. A fat purse quickly empties if there be no golden stream to refill it. Akkad has an income that constantly keeps his purse full, no matter how liberally he spends. That means that no matter how rich you claim to be, if you don't have a source that is going to be replenishing your purse or your bank account, the money will be soon gone. That's why some people will say, oh, I was so rich, some years ago. I used to be one of the richest men in town, but now you're so poor. That means that the source of that money, what happened? It dried up. Money is not coming in constantly. So you must have a source. That's why it is called a source of income or streams of income. So you're not defined by how much money you have in your purse or in your bank account right now. You may not have liquid cash like that, but you may have assets. You may have sources that will be replenishing your bank account, and that is what you should aim for. You cannot rely on just your salary. If it is not coming, that means that you don't have a flow of income, and that is dangerous. So it is not about how much money you have in your pocket or your bank account right now. It is about the sources that you have that will be bringing money from time to time so that your purse or your bank account is not empty. So, yeah, and they both agreed that Akkad can teach them because he must know how a man can make an income for himself. And as a matter of fact, Akkad taught his son. He taught his son how to make money. And his son traveled to Nineveh and became very, very rich on his own without the help of his father. That means that you can learn how to make money. You can learn how to create wealth. If you open up your mind, all you need is understanding. All you need is to know how people are making money, and then you go for it. If you do what they do, you are going to get what they get. If you apply your heart to wisdom, right? So open up your mind. Those people who are making money, they don't have two heads, right? What are they doing? And I'm so thankful that the author said that the principles that the people of Babylon applied then, that made them and their city to become the richest, the same principles are available to us today. If we too can apply these principles, we are going to make money like them. We're going to become rich like them because there are principles to life. If you follow the principles, you are going to get the same results that others who follow these principles get. Right. So they said it costs nothing to ask wise advice from a good friend. So they have a friend who is the richest man in Babylon, but they have never asked him for once. Please, how are you making money? How did you become rich? Can you imagine? So this was God coming through for them. They said, we're weary of being without gold in the midst of plenty. We're weary of being poor in the midst of plenty. Just like we read in Think and Grow Rich, opportunities are everywhere. You say to yourself that you don't see the opportunities, and that is your own personal story, right? But to say that there are no opportunities, it is a big lie. Opportunities are everywhere. Sometimes you are not looking for them. Sometimes we are not looking in the right direction. Sometimes we are not moving with the right people. Sometimes we are not learning what we need to learn to know where to find these opportunities. And then we complain that there are no opportunities. Opportunities are actually everywhere. They may even be close to you. They may be in the form of that friend that you overlook, or that business that you think, man, I'm too big for this. You know, opportunities may be right under your nose, but you are overlooking it. So that's why you need to pray. Who knows? Maybe this guy has been praying, and that was when his brain started clicking, his mind started opening up, right? That makes me to realize the reason why we have never found any measure of wealth, because we never sought it. The reason why they have never become rich, the reason why they've not become wealthy, the reason why they have not become wealthy, is because they've never sought wealth. They never went after it. The Bible says, ask and it shall be given unto you. Seek and you shall find. Knock and the door shall be opened unto you. Sometimes we are not seeking. That's why we are not finding, right? Sometimes we are not asking. That's why we are not receiving. And sometimes we ask once, twice, thrice, and we don't get it and we give up. We say that it is not forthcoming. Because we want it quickly. We want it now. So we're impatient. If it is not coming now, we don't have that staying power, that strong will. We are not persistent. Somebody was giving us a talk today, and it was making an analogy with the ants. That ants are very, very persistent. They will build their colony. They don't care that if you look around you, no matter how neat your surroundings may be, you will at least find one ant lying somewhere. They are very persistent. They don't give up easily. They go after their goal and they pursue it, right? Even the Bible makes an analogy with ants. He said, go to the ant, thou sluggard. So a lot of times we're not persistent. That's why we're not getting what our hearts desire. Once it is not forthcoming, somebody starts a business today. He wants the business to boom today. Somebody starts creating content today. He wants to go viral today. If he's not going viral, he gives up and says, oh, this thing is not working. It is not like that. You have to be persistent. You need that staying power. You know, have you forgotten the story of Thomas Edison, who failed tens of thousands of times before recording success? The same thing with Ray Kroc, who founded KFC. The woman that developed Canva, a popular app used by content creators. She was rejected, is it 1,000 times or something? I can't even remember. One very ridiculously high number of times. She was rejected, but look at how if you're a content creator, you'll be able to relate. You cannot be a content creator today and not be using Canva, right? So they said the reason why we have never found any measure of wealth is because we never sought it. And so they decided that they were going to learn how to be prosperous. And they decided that on that very day, not the next day. You see, Yoruba people have a proverb. They say, Ojo tabari bi, oni bi wole. The day you see evil, that's the day that evil will be buried. If you see somebody that is coming to kill you now, are you going to go and sleep and say, I'll come back for you tomorrow. I'll come and kill you tomorrow? No. You will put on your fighting jacket and face, that killer and make sure that you deal with it. So many people are carrying killers in their lives: poverty, misery, shame, disgrace, but they are not ready. And it may be that their eyes have not been opened. But these two friends decided that today, we're not even going to wait till tomorrow. Now that our brain has opened up and our mind is open, we'll go to that our friend Akkad, the richest man in Babylon, and ask him to teach us how he became the richest man in Babylon, how to make money, how to become wealthy. But one good thing that they did is that Bansil said that they will not go alone, that they were going to call their other friends that they grew up together who are also not doing well in life. And they are going to call them to join them to go to Akkad so that they can also learn from the wisdom of Akkad and learn how to make money. And that was very thoughtful. You see why you should choose your friends carefully. Don't choose selfish friends. Friends that will be able to show you how they're making money, how they're doing businesses, the businesses that you're doing, and things like that, right? So they said they will take these friends along with them. And this is where chapter 1 ends. So from tomorrow, we're going to see them meeting with Akkad and sharing from his wisdom. And we also are going to be learning from the wisdom of Akkad how to make money. And these are very practical principles. The wisdom will come live. So I don't just want you to attend these reviews casually. I want something to be ignited inside of you, because this is not just a book, right? This is financial freedom, financial prosperity. This is a whole money mindset that you're seeing here. This can liberate anybody financially. It can turn a lean bank account into a fat bank account. We're going to learn the principles and we're going to put them into practice. We're going to apply them, and we'll make sure that we also grow our own bank account. We start having steady streams of income, and that our financial lives are better. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for tuning in. All right. Please don't forget to like this video, share all of your comments with me, and please subscribe to this channel in case you are yet to subscribe. I remain Olaide Agbaje, also known as First Lady. And on this channel, I inspire you to live intentionally. Tomorrow, we're going to look at chapter 2, which is also the title of this book, The Richest Man in Babylon. All right. Until then, be intentional. Bye.